Since the announcement of the Nintendo Switch 2, there's been a lot of speculations and rumors floated around, and we finally have some real concrete stuff that we could talk about. Now, before we go ahead and tell Nintendo just shut up and take my money, we need to talk about what upgrades we gain. First up, let's talk about the build quality and the design. Nintendo is still sticking with the hybrid design, right? So we're still being able to play in handheld or dock to your TV. But there's some noticeable change, one of which is a larger 8-inch screen. That's a huge step up from the 7-inch screen on the OLED model. And don't let no girl tell you different. 1 inch is a big difference. So a bigger screen means more comfortable and cleaner visuals when you're playing in handheld mode. They also improved the kickstand. Now, if you remember the original Switch, we had this little flip out thing as big as my finger, and that was supposed to support the entire weight of your system when you have it on tabletop mode. Now we have an entire whole new redesign where the stand is the entire length of the system. Similar to the OLED, but different in some ways. We also getting a new USB port, an extra one at that, right? So if you like to play handheld gaming and your battery run out on you a lot, so you're playing like about 2 or 3 hours as well and your battery running out, you know the pain of sticking your USB-C cable from the bottom of your console trying to play in handheld mode and rest your hand on a table like this. So we're going to get a second USB port on the top of the unit, so you could either dock and charge, or you could charge from the top while you're playing. And the creme de la creme when it comes to the design. If you ever play Zelda or Mario Kart and your character just start to move off the screen or just start to spin in circles for some particular reason and you're not touching the controller, then you have experienced Joy-Con drift, my friend. And a lot of Nintendo users are very familiar to that feeling. But Nintendo Switch 2 going to fix that problem, and we expect it to get Hall effect Joy-Cons. So that means no more Joy-Con drift on your original Switch controllers. Now Nintendo can't just give you a whole extra inch of screen real estate and leave you playing at 720p in handheld mode, right? No, my friends. We're going to be getting 1080p in handheld mode with that full big 8 inches of screen real estate, which just like the 1 inch is a huge jump up from Switch's current 720p display, even in the OLED model. So imagine playing on an 8-inch screen on an immersive 1080p. Wow. Now with the solid rumors of 1080p on handheld mode, we're looking at getting 4K resolution when docked with DLSS support. DLSS is the same AI technology that Nvidia uses on their high-end graphics card, on their high-end PC graphics card, to boost resolution without tanking overall performance. So what that means for the Switch is we might get like PS5, Xbox One like resolution, like visuals, right? Not exact like visual. You put that in quotation mark, right? Like visuals. Yeah. But you understand where I'm coming from. Now, we can't get a boost in resolution without getting an overall boost in performance. So where all that power coming from? Well, the Switch 2 is expected to run on an ARM Cortex A78C CPU, which is an 8-core processor, which is significantly more powerful than the Tegra X1 chip, which is in the original Switch and the OLED Switch. When it comes to graphics though, it's rumored to feature an NVIDIA T239 Ampere GPU, which is a custom-made graphics chip made on NVIDIA's Ampere technology, which is the same tech used in the NVIDIA RTX 30 series graphics card. So putting all the tech jargons aside, right, what I actually relate to in real-world performance, what I mean is, compared to the original Switch, the Switch 2 is a huge boost in performance. We're talking about better gameplay, smoother gameplay, better frame rates, and faster load times. Now, Nintendo was always in a league of its own, right? You can never pair it up against the PlayStation or the Xbox, because where else are you going to play Mario Kart with your friends or Mario Party, right? Nintendo was always on a league of its own. But with DLSS upscaling now integrated into the new Switch, we could see a good visual comparison between all three platforms. When we compare it to PC gaming though, it's closest to like a mid-range laptop, something paired with a RTX 2060. But when it comes to Nintendo native gaming, that is a huge boost in performance. Now, one thing that's probably been on your mind, just like mine, since before the announcement of the new Switch 2, was I have an extensive library of Switch games that I built up, digital Switch games, also my physical games. What's going to happen to them? I could only play them on my original Switch and only play my Switch 2 games on my Switch 2 console if I buy one. Well, Nintendo answered that question for me, and the long and short of it is no. We have backward compatibility, but according to Nintendo, don't expect it for everything. Now, while your entire digital library wouldn't go to waste, there are some titles that Nintendo specified that wouldn't be supported, but they haven't released to the public as yet, so we still don't know. They've also said that the original Pro Controller as well as the original Joy-Cons will be able to work with the new Switch 2. Now, I don't think you'll be able to slide your new Joy-Cons onto your new Switch 2 console. What I think they mean is that you'll be able to use it through Bluetooth, probably with the little controller holder thingy that they give us. So better than nothing. Now, a new console is nothing without new games. So what we're looking forward to? Well, Nintendo kinda hush-hush on everything. If you could tell by the official release video that they did, they said nothing, there wasn't even any music, and that was it. You figure it out. But they did show us footage for Mario Kart 9. And if you like all other Nintendo Switch fanboys and you're waiting since Die Kingdom come to move on for Mario Kart 8, well, this might be your opportunity. Because this new Mario Kart 9 is supposedly going to feature up to 24 drivers at the same time on one track. Imagine playing Mario Kart with 24 of your friends. I don't even have 24 friends. That is just wild. Now, while other launch titles are under wraps, they're keeping it hush-hush, we could expect what we was expecting for the longest while. Metroid Prime 4, probably a new Zelda. I mean, we get Tears of the Kingdom not too long ago, but probably a new Zelda. And maybe some third-party surprises, because we had to get some redemption for Mortal Kombat 11. That was like playing in the arcade back in 1998. Yeah, that old. Now, the final thing and probably the most important thing we need to talk about when it comes to buying the Nintendo Switch 2 is how much it's going to cost. So, rumors are very skewed at the moment. Nintendo really didn't say anything about pricing. Now, there have been reports of Costco in Canada posting a provisional price of $499.99 Canadian, which is approximately $399 US. Now, how true that is as how true the rumor goes. So, we really don't know for sure, especially if the reports coming out of Canada's Costco is true, and the provisional price is actually at $500 Canadian dollars, which is 400 USD. I think that's a very fair price, given all the upgrades that we're getting. Now, when it comes to the stance on the price, Nintendo's own president, Shuntaro Furukawa, please don't come at me for butchering her name, put out a statement stating that he has acknowledged the impact of inflation and emphasized the company's intent to keep the console affordable. Now, this indicates that Nintendo is aiming for an affordable price, and since the OLED was $350, with the boost in performance, I think that $400 to $450 is a reasonable price for the Nintendo Switch 2. To wrap things up, what is actually better in the Nintendo Switch 2 than the OLED? Let me list them off. Well, we're getting a bigger and better screen with 1080p handheld and a possible 4K when we dock with DLSS support. A more powerful processor and graphics card, closer to a mid-tier gaming rig, right? Improved Joy-Cons and the build quality, the overall build quality in the Joy-Cons. Backward compatibility, but you have to remember, not every single game is guaranteed, but we still getting backward compatibility. A whole lot of exciting new games like Mario Kart 9, possibly, Metroid Prime 4, a new Zelda, third-party games, Mortal Kombat 11 properly this time, I don't know. And last but not least, the competitive price at $399, given the rumors. But if it's between $399 to $450, I think that's a solid price for the Nintendo Switch 2. So now that we have all that covered, you let me know in the comments, you getting a Nintendo Switch 2 on launch date, or you're holding on to your OLED for a little while longer and seeing how the field play out. Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see everybody in the next one.